That's Roberto with I'm Gonna Love Her, produced by Sebastian Dutch. Great producer there. Actually produced it together with Roberto right there. It's Route997, the hottest, biggest, fast-moving drive time show in the whole of Zambia, with Chromez, the voice of Lusaka, and Ravish'n, taking you all the way till 7 p.m. And we've been telling you about a special interview we're having today. And we have the man himself in the studio. We're talking KB.
Yeah.
KB is up in the building.
Yeah.
KB.
No light.
Hey,
absolutely true.
Dropping an album this week.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Hey, we're all excited for this album, man.
I've been waiting for this for the longest of time, man.
Yeah. Is this your debut album?
Yeah, it's my debut album.
Wow.
It's my debut album.
And you've been here for how long?
I've been here forever, man.
Yeah.
I mean, people being born and going to school. Some about to graduate.
I know, right?
Ah, man.
And you're dropping your, like, first...
I feel like Joe Thomas. I was actually watching his cover song for that Hello song. He looks very old now. I'm starting to feel like Joe Thomas.
But what prompted this move? What made you say, okay, let me just work on an album?
Listen, me working on different artists for the longest of time, made me realize that I probably needed something on my own. I mean, I got inspired from what the likes of Calvin Harris have been doing, Jamie XX, I've forgotten this DJ's names. Calvin Harris,
Avicii.
Avicii.
Yeah.
You name them. David Guetta. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I can't believe these names just ran out. I
got inspired.
I got inspired, and so if they can do it, this is a trend that is growing around the world. I mean, even DJ Fresh, has been doing that. So I say, why not? I mean, and mostly LBC is the one that really inspired me, because he kept on telling me, KB, you got a lot of potential. Why don't you do your own project? Just get artists and put them together and make a record, put the album out. So I was saying, I'll eventually, get to it. It was something that I kept on saying, I'll do it. And I've been putting songs together since 2012, but like I had a lot of material and a lot of instruments that were just stashed up in the external hard drive. So early this year, I was having this conversation with the LBC, and it just hit me. I said, you know what, I could actually start working on an album. And that's how I decided. Then I just started buying new material for my studio, put it together, just have a totally different feel. Then I started working on it slowly. It was supposed to come out in August. I pushed it because I was not satisfied. I needed to have a couple of people on it. There were certain people that I wanted to have on the album, but because of different schedules, people are busy. You can't have everybody on the record. So
you still have a number of artists on the album.
No, I do. I mean, there were certain names that I reached out, I sent instrumentals to. They were gonna get back, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and you can't really wait that long. So maybe on the next project, but the ones that I have on the album, I'm very satisfied. Okay. I like to keep a certain balance on the album.
Okay, so like, what was the sound that you were looking for? Like, how were you feeling at the time of like the inception of the album?
I didn't want to restrict myself to a particular sound. I mean, I was just doing what I was feeling at that particular time. So like, if you listen to the album, it's got a variety. I molded it in a way that anybody that gets an album, like for example, you'll get this album, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like maybe 2 or 3 songs on an album that I know for sure you're gonna like. Somebody else from the ghetto is gonna like 1 or 2 songs. So I try to reach out to a wider audience as much as possible. So there's that nice soulful R&B feel, that inspirational music, there's that tavern music. I can't believe I just say that.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's that one record on the album that you would normally hear at the tavern.
Has KB been to a tavern before?
Unpredictable.
No, I've never been at the tavern, but I mean, I know.
But he knows tavern music.
Yeah, I know. So, but you see, the general feel is it's that new school good feel kind of music. It's a mixture of hip hop, R&B, dancehall feel. It's that sweet music. I mean, if you listen to my production, you understand that I try to make my music as sweet as possible. I don't really go for that too hard kind of stuff. My music is sort of laid back. It's kind of music that you want to sit down and listen to. But I also try to put some up-tempo, upbeat type of music, like the first song on the album is like a proper smash summer song.
Cool.
Yeah.
Trick question.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite artist to work with? of all the people on the album?
Every time when I get on the spot like this, I kind of feel uncomfortable, but I am gonna say it. I mean, I always say it. For me, since inception, working with Exile for me has always been the greatest experience ever. I mean, from day one I ever worked with Exile, I've always admired his working skills, his ethics, how he does his thing, and it's always incredible. I always feel honored working with Exile, and not that I didn't have fun with the rest of the people, but for me, everybody's got a certain favorite, like how I feel about Nas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for me, like getting in the studio with Exile is, till now I just get goosebumps.
Do you fan out?
Huh?
Do you fan out? Like
no, I don't. I mean, it's just they're just certain people you just love to work with. It's chemistry. Every time in the studio it's magical, man. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome.
And there's a guy called Ben. Is this Ben the Future?
Yeah, Ben the Future. Ben the Future, I have to say, man, this kid is very, very talented. I mean, forget him being PJ's young brother. And I know he has his moments, and I try to sit down and talk to him. And, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
what moments? What? Want to break down the moments?
That aside, Ben is massively talented.
Okay.
Sometimes I listen to him and I'm like, where has he been all this time? I mean, it's like they used to sit down with PJ and write those songs. I mean, his writing skills, his melodies, his soul in the music, he knows what he wants to do. And I think if he stays in a certain range and follows certain rules in the music industry, I think he's going to be a great artist. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Ben the Future.
I think he just kind of feels overshadowed because he's got so many elements that liken him to his late elder brother. Yeah. So that's what sort of suppresses things a little bit. But that aside, he's very talented, and I felt I should have had him on the album. I was going to have maybe 2 or 3 songs on the album, but I picked out the one that I put out as a single, Make That Turn. It's still one of my favorite songs on the album, though.
I was I was telling Chromez the other time, we're looking at music and how a lot of music now has similar sounds to...
Like that mustard on a beat type of feel.
Yes, and we were talking about having a few producers in studio, and I think you're the first producer, right?
Yeah.
That we're having.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your take on music then when you started?
Yeah.
And music now?
Look, music is always going to evolve. I just feel like now it's become very competitive, and people always want to jump on the new sound. Like when Mustard comes with a certain, like Mustard just plays his songs like in the same keys. He just takes it there, takes it back, takes it there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even when you hear the beat playing in the background, it's got that. Is it like a Mustard beat?
Yeah, that's a Mustard beat.
You can't miss it. And now producers now want to get the same bass sample. You know what I'm saying? The same tempo, and make the record. And for me, I feel.
Can we call that being creative?
I really don't know. I mean, for me, that's not how I make my music. How I make my music is when I'll listen to certain songs at a particular time and get inspiration from there. Maybe I'll be listening to it and there's just something that catches my attention that will inspire me to make my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can borrow some elements from there, but the rest should be my own ideas. It gives you pride to make something that has your identity on it, and like sitting down and trying to say, you know what, I need to make like a master type of beat. You know what I'm saying? Then you start from scratch. Yeah. The best, dun 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 dun. Everything just
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just sounds like what, that's like a proper rip-off from Mustard.
It's been happening a lot.
No, it is happening, and
it's sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
And somebody's asking here on Facebook, Abby Maybach Banks. What a name. KB, why didn't you include Slap D on the album?
I was going to put that XYZ song. Look, I had over 40 songs to choose from to put on an album. I haven't produced a Slap D song, I think, in about 3-4 years' time. We've never really had that opportunity to sit in the studio and do a record, but we've talked on several occasions. You know what I'm saying? On working on some material, but we never just got to that point, and I felt that the album was ready. But we were gonna work on some. I did send some instrumentals to him, so we were gonna work. But he'll probably jump on the records, and that might come out at some later stage. It's the same thing with Maki too. I reached out to him, and I think just the time frame was not was very sufficient, but he didn't manage to work on that J Cash song. So for some people, it's just time frame and just schedules and whatnot. So I did work with people that were available, and I'm satisfied with what I have. You can't work with the whole industry, at the end of the day. So yeah.
So would you say your album is the best this year?
I don't like to say that.
But
you could tell us.
No, look, listen.
You could tell us, KB.
I try to do my best. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll do my best. I feel everybody's working hard. I think the J Rock's album was a very good album. Peterson album was a fairly good album. I don't want to come here and blow my own trumpet and say my album is going to be the best. I did the best I could.
Okay,
a mixture of everything, and I gave it my best. If it's going to be one of the best, then well and good. If it makes it in the top 5, I'm satisfied.
But on your top 5?
On my top 5?
Yeah. Top 3, top 2?
Top 2 albums?
Top 1? Yeah, where does it stand? Where do you think your album is?
I don't know, I don't care. I mean, if I can stay relevant even now, and even my album lands on number 5, it's okay, I'm satisfied.
All right. We haven't heard a song from Alpha Romeo in a while.
Yeah.
You bring him back with this album.
That song actually is on my album. That's my song, actually.
That's your song.
I'll tell you the story about that song. That song actually was supposed to be my diary part 2.
Oh.
So the secret about that song, when I was doing that record, I was actually making my diary part 2, and I was going to have English rappers on the song. There was one rapper that already put the verse on the song. Then for some reason, some of the rappers sort of delayed because they were very busy with some of their schedules. And at the time I was communicating with Alpha, and I was thinking about Alpha's comeback, like what was going to suit him. So one day I was just going through my beats and I was listening to the song, so I just started touching it up, and he just instantly came to mind, and I called him. I said, look, I've got a beat for you, and come listen to it. And I told him, this is a situation, this is what you need to talk about. You've been too quiet and people wondering where you've been.
Yeah.
So you can bring that soul back into it, and let's see what we can do. He came back the next day, we recorded a song. I loved the vibe, and we put it out.
What happened to Alpha Romeo though? Because
nothing really happened. Look, what happens
I think he
is,
says it in the song also, kind of.
What really happens is, sometimes we get mixed into things and we forget the real purpose. Then, did I say purpose? I meant to say purpose. So you go out there, you try out different things, and sometimes things that you try out do not really work out. So you want to come back, and we all go through that. Sometimes you're just soul searching. After that, you say, okay, what's my next step? Let me try this, and you try it out, and it works sometimes it doesn't work, and you're just searching, not like you've totally lost it. I don't think he totally lost it. I think he's still very talented. I think he just lost his way a little bit. He just needed to rediscover himself. I think he's still one of the most talented people.
I think so.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
definitely.
even the new material we're working on, I can guarantee you is... I hate to blow my own trumpet, but Alpha is one of the best storytellers in the country. He's not going to be like a punchline rapper, but he's going to give you the soul. He's going to make you think, like when you hear his record afterward, you rewind selector, you want to listen to it because he's deep like that.
So let me get this straight. What you mean is he deviated away from you.
He did. He deviated.
Did you guys have beef? What was that?
No,
what happened?
I would not entirely put the blame on him. Sometimes even I, as a producer, would get frustrated about certain things, and you push away the artist, and your concentration at the time. I'm working with T-Shan, so he felt like I was not really giving him his attention, so he kind of felt frustrated, and T-Shan was producing most of the songs, and I was busy with radio and other things, so when he comes to the studio he can't record, so he was starting to get frustrated, so he sort of deviated a little bit. He came back. We did a couple of good records. That's the time we did Monga Sindine. It was a big record. Then, he deviated again. There was ties. You know what I'm saying? So there's always those moments, and there's some personal moments that we really don't like to talk about, but the things that happen in the background.
So you guys are back together?
Yeah, I mean, everybody. I mean, even Judy's back in the studio.
Oh, Judy?
Yeah, Judy's back in the studio. We've already recorded about 2 or 3 songs. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah,
wow,
so.
Amazing. But I have to say about the Alpha Romeo and Wesley song.
Yeah.
I loved it as soon as I heard it because I could somehow relate to it.
Yeah.
And if I could relate to it, I know there's a number of people out there. You know, you're not completely gone. You're not completely out of it.
Yeah.
You're just trying to find something that you feel
absolutely
could be better. But then you realize, wait, this is me right
I mean,
here.
that could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
That could happen to anybody. I mean, even some of the big artists that I tell you, for example, maybe Michael Jackson didn't try to do a comeback. There's so many other artists that I can name that, you know, were really big in their prime, then disappeared, then came back. Some were big, disappeared, never came back.
Cisco
trying
never
to come
came
back.
But Mariah Carey, there was a time Mariah Carey was huge. Then Mariah Carey just disappeared.
Yeah.
She came back with Jermaine Dupri. Was that in 2004?
Around that time.
And her album was huge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That could happen to anybody.
True.
It's the same thing about they say about KB. KB, you don't make records anymore. You know what I'm saying? You've been too quiet. Like, and I try to tell them, it's that's not the situation. I just feel like there's so much competition these days, and there's so many producers. There's songs every day, and like, what's the lifespan of a record on radio right now today? It's crazy. Those days in our times when, you know, you did your first Judy record, Judy album was surviving for 2 years.
Yeah.
Now you have an album that's just gonna survive for 3-4 months. It's done. People want to listen to something new.
True.
How does that make you feel knowing that you just released an album, about to release an album? Do you feel your fans are going to...
I never have that. Let me tell you something about music. I never have that problem because the kind of music that I make, you're going to listen even a year from now. I can guarantee you that Alpha song, you could be listening to it even next year in August. The content and how it's structured. I try to structure most of my music in a way. It's not going to hit then, but it's a type of song or type of songs that will gradually grow and eventually become big with their own time. I give you a classic example, that Kantu song Mungeli. It's a song that never just jumped. Like until now, it's like one of the most relevant songs. Like when you perform it or when it plays, you easily relate. It just feels like a new song. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not that type of mediocre or a song that is catchy then you know, kind of disappears. So I'm not worried about my album. You know, I know there are a couple of songs that will have like long-lasting effect on people. So.
You said something interesting before we started about how the artists have gotten listeners or fans used to singles, you know, not buying albums, but really just wanting to download them or get them for free and whatnot. Yeah,
it's affecting our industry.
Yeah,
it is affecting, and this is what I was trying to explain to Chrome, where you get frustrated with the artists because now, as a music producer, you make the records, right? You make the records, and the records go out there. Then the people that are into publishing and just doing other things, like people that call you for ringtone and whatnot, they're gonna call the producer. They don't know what type of deal you have with the producer. They'll just go behind and talk with the artist. Then the artist is gonna sign the deals. The money goes straight into the artist's account, and you don't get any cut out of it. You don't know anything about it, so it cripples the industry. You know, in other countries, in other bigger industry companies, there's always a royalty percentage for the producer, you know, for every record that you produce, you know. So that becomes a bit frustrating because at the end of the day, you as an artist, yes, you benefit by putting a song for free, because when you put your record for free and reach out to 80,000 people, within 1 week people are singing along to the song. Unlike before, people had to listen to the song on radio or buy the copy to know the song. So it would take about 6 months for people to know your song. But now when you put it out, it's spread out across the country within a week, because it's on the phone and you listen to it every day. You know the lines to the song. You can do the show. You as an artist, you make the money. What about the guy behind making the music?
Yeah.
That becomes another issue. So I think the issue of giving out free music eventually, I think, should die out, because if you look at a market like South Africa, when Casper put out a record, they don't put out, unless they're promoting maybe a certain single, every other song they put out, you have to go download it on iTunes or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to make a bit of some money. I mean, if I'm going to charge 2 kwacha for you to download my song, is that going to hurt you?
No, it's not.
It's not going to hurt you. I mean, we put in so much in making these records, you know, your intellectual property, your hard work, promoting, me running, coming here, gas money, and you know what I'm saying. It's just, there's a lot of things that go on in the background that people don't really understand. So I think we should reach to a point where we should be able to sell our music. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I put out a single today, you know, like the way I'm not going to put out any singles for any one of the songs. I put out singles for the songs I was promoting, and that's it. I'll put out free singles for songs I'm promoting. After that, the rest you have to buy.
You have to get there.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to buy it, you listen to it on the radio. It's okay. I mean, if I have to wait 6 months for you to know the lyrics, it's fine with me.
Get the album, people. Get the album.
You gotta get the album. All right, let's play one of the songs on the album.
Yeah.
This is cut number 3.
Yeah.
Do you know cut number 3?
Yeah, I know every song. Yeah. Cut number 3 is called Ninani. It features Exile. No, actually, it's not Israeli.
Israeli.
Israeli. All right, let's check it out.
All right.
Unreleased music. This will be officially out on Thursday. Make sure you get yourself
But
a
we're
copy.
fresh like that.
Yeah. We got you. Check it out. Remember, we have KB in the studio.
Yeah.
He's still here.
Still here.
Dropping My Diary on Thursday.
Yeah, man.
Can't wait.
Very
for
excited.
The whole thing. Yeah. All right. So, where would the album be available when it drops?
I'll be honest. Haven't yet finalized that, but I know for sure it's going to be accessible. We'll obviously have it in sounds, and we'll communicate which other outlets we're going to have them. You see, the problem is that we're having so many challenges in selling hard copies. People want to have, because of technology, people rather have the songs on the phone and listen to them, because some people don't have CD players at home, unless people that drive cars feel the relevance of buying CDs. So I'm sure most of it will probably go maybe on iTunes, soft copies and whatnot, but we'll communicate. Most of it will be in sounds and other outlets. We'll try and make it as accessible as possible.
So you think the hologram has helped anything?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's still pirates. Until now, people walk up to me and say, "Oh God, but best is it."
I know, right?
And sometimes I even look at him, and one time I even looked at it. I looked at it, and there were 3 songs that I produced. I said, "Have you seen this song? This song, this song? I produced these songs, and you really trying to sell me this? Do you know how frustrating this is? You know what I'm saying?"
They looked at you like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay."
it's very frustrating, because at the end of the day, they still win. Piracy always be there, and we've tried to make the CDs as cheap as possible. People just don't want to buy the original copies, and that's what I'm saying. We even give people free downloads. When are you gonna make money? We're the only industry that is still lacking behind. You are making good music, you're on that level, but you have got nothing to account for it. It's crazy.
Why do artists do that?
Well, I mean, like here, for example, like I keep saying, it's a norm. They're used to it because we say, yes, that's what you need to do. We give it to them for free, and they're used to get it for free. The day you're going to put it for sale, that's it. After all, that other guy gives us for free. You want to sell us the music?
Yeah.
Get a life, dude. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where I was also going to ask, your album will be on sale in sounds. It'll be affordable?
Well, for those that cannot afford to buy it from there, I'll be mobile, and I'll put it in other outlets that people can afford it favorably.
Okay.
So yeah, that means there's social media now. I mean, if somebody wants a copy, they can just slide in my DM or just
but I think also it's high time fans we started buying.
Absolutely.
We no matter what, we need to start
see,
supporting
look, I mean,
the
if
industry.
you're gonna say you're gonna
just
support,
that time.
Yeah, you're gonna support your favorite artist. How are you gonna support your favorite artist if you're not going to appreciate what he's trying to do for you? I mean, yes, his music is very good, but I mean, if I don't put money in my pocket or money in the bank,
how is he supposed to continue?
How am I supposed to continue?
These are the same people that laugh at you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It becomes a bit of a problem. I mean, we need to move away from that mentality. If we put out the music for sale, I mean, if I say I'm going to put my music for download for 2 kwacha or 3 kwacha, come on. What is 3 kwacha?
I remember there was a site that was going around selling Zambian music.
No, that is bound to come. We're actually working on something like that, and we're hoping to finalize on that. If that it's something that we don't want to talk about much, but we're working on something in those range. If it does work out, it's going to be a long shot, but I think it's going to be attainable. But I know we're going to get some resistance from artists, because some artists feel giving music for free is better for them because they reach a wider audience, and if it reaches a wider audience, it's easy for them to get shows. So if they feel if they reach out to maybe 1 million people, and if they start selling it, they probably just reach 100,000 people, then it disadvantages you. People will look at it whichever way they want to look at it, but either way, I just feel you have to sell your material. You have to make money from your intellectual property. Sorry about that.
Yeah. All right, so there's a huge debate going on.
Yeah.
Slap D.
Yeah.
Filling up the Hero Stadium.
Yeah.
Still.
It's still a trending topic.
Casper filled up
Coca-Cola
Dome. I mean,
Yeah.
he made history.
did.
He's a rapper. Not one South African artist, and some of the biggest artists like Kwaito. You think of people like Black Coffee. None of them even go close to it. Even some of the international artists failed to. I heard even Chris Brown failed to fill up the dome.
Wow.
Casper Nyovest was orchestrated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was planned and it was a calculated move. And I think if there's a Zambian artist that has got the biggest hype right now, if you just calculate it properly, you capitalize on the hype by Hero Stadium.
that's like what, 60,000? 60,000, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
60K.
Unless if you're talking about making it for free, man. I mean,
Wow.
But I think
I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be negative, but 60,000, gee.
That brought us to asking then, how much do you think gate charges would be? Because the fans again would be, I'm not going to pay so much. You know
but
what
where
I mean?
are those 60,000 people going to come from, though?
We have over 4 million people
within
in
Lusaka.
Outside Z. I'm sure a lot of people traveled for Casper's concert.
Probably did.
Look, I don't want to be negative, but you know, Casper filled the 20,000. That's South Africa. 20,000. It was not easy.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I mean, go ask him. It was not easy. You know, filling up 20,000. Like, what's the biggest that one artist has ever done individually
in Zambia?
Yeah.
Which show could we say? Showgrounds?
No, but those are like big events where it's
you're
just
already
like
there.
many artists.
You're already there.
You're already there, so it's like, oh, okay, I'm here, I'm watching.
Yeah, like many artists come together, so that wouldn't count. So.
Who would you put your money on?
Hey, right now would be difficult. Like to name that one artist,
yes.
Fill it up.
Come on, KB, give it to us. Who
just
do you
tell
think
it like it is, KB.
Yo.
Put him on the spot.
I'd fill it up. Now I'm just playing. I think it's between two people right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the two people with the biggest hype. You know, they have the hype right now. You know, and they're very lucky to have that hype. Blessed, they're blessed to have that hype. I think Maki 2 and Slab D have the momentum to pull such a move, but 60,000 is a long shot, really. I mean, Casper did 20,000, and it was
a
crazy.
hustle. Yeah.
Let's talk about Woodland Stadium, maybe.
Okay.
No, I mean no. Let's be honest. 60,000 capacity is crazy. No, 60,000 is crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
It's not realistic.
I mean, look at how
that's what you're saying.
I'm not saying it's not impossible. I'm just saying it's crazy.
You're just saying it's not possible.
No, I didn't say it's impossible.
60,000 is a huge crowd. That's what you're saying. You're saying let's look at a smaller stadium because right now we're looking at the fan base that's there.
No, I'm saying let's start from somewhere.
Let's start from somewhere.
I'm just saying it's just
Woodlands has been done, so we've started that and we're gone. Now
Woodland Stadium.
I think it's been done by
a gospel artist.
Yeah, gospel concerts.
But that's not one person. That's like an army of people.
An army.
And P Square were there as well.
But that's P Square.
But P Square didn't entirely fill it up. It was pretty full, but yeah. I'm saying it can be done, but not 60,000 capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not 60K. All right.
I think for us, let's start at 15,000 maybe.
15,000.
Yeah, for me, I think that's more realistic. I mean, I like to say, 60,000, but look, we know you. I mean, you're all just busy making noise.
We know you.
We're good. You won't even come to the show.
Yeah, but that's a fair debate right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to the album because that's what we're here for. So there's 13 tracks on the album.
Absolutely true.
Where do you think this is the perfect album to listen to? Like, do you listen to it in the car? Which scenario is the best for you?
The best place is in the car. You know, it's like I said, my tempo is not that. I'm
bedroom,
not a fan.
maybe?
Not bedroom per se. I'm
picturing it in traffic.
Look, it's a variety. When you listen to the first song, first song is a turn-up song. It's not the fastest of songs, but it's like a mid-tempo, upbeat type of song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a proper turn-up song.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? When you go to the second song, it's got Tishan on it.
Yeah.
It's also kind of mid-tempo. Another song you want to listen to in the car, but you can jam it in a club. The Exile one is also mid-tempo.
Yeah.
The Urban Hype is mid-tempo. Ben also mid-tempo. Then the tempo sort of goes a notch up when Kanto comes in with the Afro pop. Mm-hmm. You know, that one, the tempo is a bit on the higher side. But the general feel of the album is it's the type of song you would listen to in your car or when you're chilling with the people. You know what I'm saying? It's not the type of album that you entirely want to listen to in a tavern.
Although there is that one song.
Oh yeah,
there is that one song.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 songs.
So you never know.
All right, so this album drops on Thursday. All right, we thank you very much for coming through.
Yeah,
for coming through to the
Yay.
show.
Oh man,
Hey.
Thank you for hosting me.
Thanks, KB.
We've had so much fun here.
No, thank you for hosting me. You guys are fun.
All right, so let's get to the Afro pop song.
Okay.
Cantu.
Oh, you want to listen to the
Yeah,
song?
I want to
All
listen
right.
to it.
Let's listen
Introduce it to us.
It's called My Baby.
Yeah.
My Baby.
There we go. All right.
Off the album My Diary, coming through from KB, dropping on Thursday. Hearing it first right here on Route 997.
You better get that album, though. You better get that album. Stay tuned. It's Route 997, Chromez and Ravish'n.